you can hear me and you're coming on. If you're on, if you can leave a comment. I know it's kind of late, but I'm going to do a full moon broadcast. So hopefully everybody's getting notified. Hi, Emerald. Hi, A. Hamilton. Oh my God. There we are. Hi, guys. It's been a minute, right? We have about 8 people coming on. Hi, Viviana. Hi, guys. Lovely doll. Leona. Oh my God. I'm waiting for everybody to come on. I needed to do this live. I needed to. My voice is not the best yet. I'm still recovering from whatever it was, like bronchitis or something. It's a little scratchy, but it's a lot better. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Jessica. All my rays of light. This is actually like a I invited all of my Patreon peeps that are subscribed to my Patreon, where I give like the exclusive tea that you can't find here on my public YouTube channel. I do videos and spiritual content. So this is kind of a promo for all of you that are my rays of light that are not subscribed to my Patreon, so you can get a taste of like what I'm going to talk about tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about portals. Ooh, I was just talking with someone that I love dearly about portals, and we're going to dive into that kind of paranormal world and talk about like how portals are formed, what is a portal, and go into detail. Today's been such a good day, such a relaxing day. I found my new favorite drink at Starbucks because I'm a Starbucks whore, and it's the strawberry refresher or the acai refresher. But instead of lemonade, I like green tea. So I asked them to use green tea. And hi, Annie, my beautiful Annie. Oh, I love her. And I love all of you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Um, and then I've been on my 90s binge. Like today, I was listening to the song, couldn't get it out of my head. And I'm not a singer, but I'm gonna sing a little piece of it. It's from Destiny's Child, and it's that so good, so good, so good. I hate it, but that song. So I don't know if you know that song and you're like from the 90s or you grew up in the 90s. Yeah. Um, Early 2000s, that's my jam. It was my jam back then, and it brought back a lot of nostalgia when I was listening to that song today on the 90s jams. So I like listening. Thank you. I love listening. Hi, Cheryl. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I hope everything's going well for you. Got your emails. I'm always praying for you. She's such a beautiful soul. But I always like oh my God, I'm not answering questions yet. I haven't gotten to that, but I'm just like chatting, kikiing. Hi, Mark. So yeah, I literally had a great day. It was out and about, and then scheduling, doing readings. um, I just wanted to say, I think a lot of people get upset because, sometimes when I do scheduling, and I may schedule you for a video session, I may have to like reschedule. That normally doesn't happen, but sometimes it's going to happen. I'm human. I have doctor's appointments, I have things that come up, and although I'm psychic, sometimes we have to do it. And so just be patient with me, but I'll always do my best to schedule you in. So right now, all of my video readings are on sale 50% off, including the email emergency readings. There's no promo code needed. If you're interested, you can go to my website. Um, but I did that. I've been doing a lot of traveling lately, and going out of town, keeping a social life on top of balancing my spiritual work. And I think it's a healthy balance. As you can see, I'm glowing. I feel a lot better, but the last 2 weeks that I was sick, it did take a lot out of me. So I'm just thankful and grateful to God to be here, and to be able to be with you guys. And for those of you that are asking, this is a beautiful stone. What is that? That's an aquamarine. So it's like the top is a faceted, uh, which means like kind of polished, and this is like more of the raw one on the bottom. Hi, Ice. Hi, Zephyr. Oh my God, I love you guys. So, we're going to talk about portals. And if you want to see more of this kind of content, you can always join my Patreon, which is www.patreon.com/psychic medium rate. It's $10 per month, but I give you a lot of different developmental videos and sometimes daily horoscopes, pick a card, things of that nature on my Patreon. So we're going to talk about portals tonight, and I want you to understand what a portal is and how they're formed. Sometimes there are places in this world or locations that are ancient energies. Burial grounds, places that there's been a lot of death, where death has occurred. These are natural portals that have been opened. And a portal is basically a gateway to the other side. Okay. And when I say the other side, we're talking about the spiritual realm, but we're also talking, it can be portals to the other dimensions, to dimensional beings, etc. So, it depends on where you're at, and then we're going to go into like different details of like how do you identify whether it's good or bad. A portal is basically a portal. When people do Ouija boards, like why I always stray away from it as a medium, I don't believe in doing Ouija boards because there's a lot of danger. Um, but when a person does a Ouija board, basically you are using a portal. You are opening a portal without even knowing by calling on spirits. And it does open up a gateway. And sometimes portals can be closed and sometimes they cannot be closed. And if a person is not aware that they've opened up a portal, they're not going to know. And how will you know if you open up a portal? Well, immediately after a portal is open, you're going to start experiencing weird phenomena where you never have before. So let's say you're like in your home or on your property and you're using a Ouija board and all of a sudden you're done blowing out the candles, that you had for the parlor trick. Like it's like when I say parlor trick, like candles are like it creates the mood, right? It's not part of the ritual or using the Ouija board itself. You are basically acting as a conduit, as a medium yourself at the time that you're using the Ouija board, asking, is there anybody present, or who is the one communicating with you. So basically you are, when you're doing that, or the group of people that are with you using the Ouija board are doing that, you're opening up a portal. You're basically reaching out to them. It's the same thing as using like a radio box or a spirit radio, whatever you call that. The spirit box, it's like you're reaching out and you're opening up in a portal as well. When you're communicating with spirits, and you don't even have to use a Ouija board. If you're just communicating with spirits and talking to them and asking who's here. Like when paranormal investigators do investigations at locations, they're not realizing that they're actually opening up portals potentially because it's opening up a gateway. It's like you're knocking at spirit's door and you're basically saying, "Hi, I'm here. Who is here with me? Who's here ready to communicate?" And you're not necessarily prepared for that. And a lot of people are not prepared for that. So, like us mediums, when we go into readings and when we do things, we have to close portals. When I do sessions, we have to close the portals that we open up because we're channeling information. We are a portal. Mediums are a portal. We are essentially a connection to the other side. We have that ability. So a lot of times we use sage or Palo Santo before a reading and after a reading to cleanse the energy. Um, One of the things that I do after I'm done with a reading with a client, after I'm done, I'm off the screen, or if I'm doing it just by email, I'll always, do my Palo Santo or my sage, and I'm like, Spirit, I now close all doors to the other side, and thank you so much for your time and your energy. I always thank Spirit for their gift and what they give me, but it's very important for you to close energies and close spaces. If you're doing a Ouija board, again, I can't stop people. You can only educate anyone, but everybody has free will. If you ever do a Ouija board, make sure that you're saging after that. If you're entering a haunted location or a haunted investigation, before you leave and you go into your car or go into back to your home, make sure that you're saging yourself. If you can't use like burn anything, you can carry a spray. They carry the same like sage or Palo Santo spray. It's the same thing, but basically you need to like cleanse the energy and close those doors. A lot of people don't close those doorways. A lot of times you can unintentionally open up a portal. If you have a strong medium, children often are strong mediums. They have no way of knowing that they have gifts, but they know that they're different, right? Sometimes the parents are blithely unaware that they are mediums also. So they can be inside of a home and then all of a sudden activity comes. Or if let's say your cousin is visiting and your cousin is like small, right? They're like 6 or 7 years old, and you had no activity and no weird activity, but then all of a sudden they come for a night and they're in your home, and then all of a sudden you hear footsteps or you hear a doorway kind of opening. You have to ask yourself, what was the anomaly? What is it that changed? What in the environment changed? Like, who came into the house? What new person? What actually happened? What transpired in the last 24 hours? And that's how you're going to kind of pinpoint and know. So I think it's very important for you to kind of pinpoint and know, like, where, the portal's being opened by, who is it being opened by. I will say that there are going to be places that are ancient energies. Some people call them ancient places. Um, or like places that are just very like old and they have like demonic energy, etc., that you're not going to ever be able to close those places, like close the portals. They've been there since before we were alive. They've been there for eons, and they're not going to be able to be closed. There's some places that you may have to move away from. Living too close to a portal can cause physical problems as well, specifically if you're very highly sensitive as a medium, or you just are a regular person that doesn't even, you know, focus on the spiritual realm. Sometimes when you live in a portal or near a portal, you will experience like calamities. Like there will be tragedies that happen depending on the energy that's coming through. You may find that you are like constantly sick, abdominal issues, cancer, heart, blood pressure, heart issues, etc. So you will notice that animals are affected too when there are portals that are open. They start looking and acting erratic. Your dogs may start barking erratically out into an open space, and they're seeing spirits. That's what they're seeing. They're seeing spirits, and you can't see them, but they can. Animals are so intuitive. And you just like see them randomly acting weird. They may fall sick themselves. Pets are not immune to spirit or portals. And so, one of the things that you can do as a medium is to like light a white candle and then have some sage. And then you can go around and be like, I close now all portals in this area, and only love and light is allowed to be here. You can tailor it however you want. That's just a little snippet of what I'm giving you. You can always make it your own and say whatever kind of incantation, word phrasing that you want. But you should do that in any home that you move into or any home that you're living in now, in every single room, if you feel like there are portals. I do feel like there's no such thing as a good or a bad portal, because I feel like all portals have the potential for good and light, or good and dark. So they all can come in. But yeah, portals can affect anything. Like I said, anything health related. You will notice that, like, there's spiritual activity that usually follows when a portal is open. A lot of people will have difficulty sleeping at night. In addition to like being a medium, that's like, kind of like common ground where you just are woken between the hours of 1 and 5, which are the spirit hours in the morning. But for the most part, it's a very uncomfortable feeling. When a portal is open, you may feel like you just can't feel restless, like somebody is there. You may be in a room and somebody's watching. You can feel like somebody's watching. You may hear voices that talk to you in your mind. And some people confuse it as mental illness, and it's not mental illness, because there are people that are spiritually gifted that have clairvoyance, or they have clairaudient abilities, and they can hear through the mind. Spirit doesn't have a body, right? So they can't communicate through their mouth. They communicate through the mind, through the third eye. So we can hear it telepathically, you know? It's the same thing when we pass away and we're in spirit. We're not communicating anymore through here. We communicate through our mind. And that's how they utilize energy. When a portal's open, you may notice around that portal opening that the temperature is a lot cooler, like almost ice cold. You can see temperature fluctuations. You may also notice that there are like weird activity that's emanating from there, like getting shocked a lot, electric static. Your electricity in that area, in that room, may cause lights to flicker. A lot of things can happen, and not all of this is like necessarily indicating that a portal is open, but you will know if a portal is open. I guarantee you, because you will notice that there's one spot that's full of activity, or one room, or one area, one location that feels very weird. Have you ever been like on a ranch, or been like on a road, and you pass this house, right? And then all of a sudden, or this property, and you're like, when you pass that, you always get like the heebie jeebies, or you get this feeling like, ooh, something is weird, something is off, something is makes me feel like that place is haunted, right? It's a portal. Places that are haunted are basically portals. And so that's how you're going to know that that place has spiritual activity. If it rubs you the wrong way, if you feel like, ooh, it's something's weird with that place. But like I said, if you don't want portals open, don't be seeking portals to be open. If you're not ready for that jam, don't be putting the finger in it. And what I mean by that is like, if you're not ready to play with spirit, which I hate to say it that way, but if you're not ready to deal with spirit, then don't be reaching out. Don't be saying things. People who do witchcraft as well. I want to just be very clear in the terms of magic. A lot of spells and stuff are opening up portals basically without them even knowing. When you're calling on spirits to do biddings, when you're doing, I'm not saying that all witchcraft is like that, but there are a lot of things that people do, for protection, for calling upon, love, etc. When you start looking into the different types of magic that are out there, a lot of it has to do with spirit. A lot of it has to do with saints, with orishas, if you know what that is. A lot of different cultural backgrounds, right? And so these can open up portals as well. So you have to be very mindful of what kind of energy you're bringing into it. I always wear a Saint Benedictine medallion. I always use like protective crystals. My room, believe it or not, my bedroom is like a shrine. Like literally, it's ridiculous. I have crosses and crucifix, Saint Benedictine medallions hanging from every corner and crevice of my wall. I have crystals. It's like anything is going to try to get in, it's going to be very, very difficult to get into my bedroom. And I've had cases in my home. My home is a portal, by the way. Where in the hall, right outside my room, I've actually had cases where I hear spirit trying to like peek in. I hear footsteps in the hall, and it doesn't scare me because I've always had spirit around me. But literally, I've heard like footsteps walking in the air, like walking in the air on the hall, and then I see them and I felt and I've seen them like standing in the hall because I don't close the bedroom door. I leave it open. Um, and I felt them there looking at me from the outside, like they can't come in. So literally, like I have my protective space, my sacred space. So yeah, nothing is getting in. And if anything tries to get in, it's gonna be met with a lot of different magical protection. So yeah, you just got to be careful, and I think that's like something that is very concerning because you may end up. I think this is why a lot of people are afraid of people like myself, like people that are psychics, mediums, etc. And in some ways, I kind of understand it because it's like, let's say if I ended up with some guy, right, and that guy was just a normal, plain person who is from a corporate world, and they never had anything to do with spirit. I guarantee you, once I would go and live with that person in their home, they're going to have spiritual activity that they've never experienced before. I can tell you from my friends can attest to this. I've been in an elevator before and it's the scariest thing. And the elevator stops working midway while I'm in there. Or I've had lights in a restaurant when I'm angry that flicker, like they literally go off completely. So if you have strong telekinetic energy or you have strong spiritual abilities, you will be able to manipulate energy around you. But this goes back to like portals. So, you know, y- when you get with someone, that's what's so difficult. They're going to have to understand they're accepting the whole package of who you are. So, yeah. Let's see here. Is it live? This chai isn't active when the live is over. Oh, this is live. I hear steps on the staircase. I feel it's my ancestors, family members who have departed. What about manifestations and informations? Are they spell casting? That was asked by manifested by the Aten, and I don't feel like manifestations. Like affirmations. I think that's what you mean. Affirmations. No, I don't feel like that. But I do feel like when you start like invoking or doing spell work, that involves that. There's a lot of that. Yeah, Native Mo is our team. Okay, so I hear a lot of footsteps and things dropping at different smells. I'm not scared anymore. Yeah, I know. Oh, thank you. You like my teeth. Hirama likes my teeth. Yeah, this is my small transformation. I actually need to do a video. I've just been a little bit under the weather. I'm waiting to just get my hair done, and then I'll be doing a video talking about that as well. Um, thank you. I feel like a whole new person. I knew I was going to get my teeth done like 3 years ago. It was like a whole thing, and now I got it done, and I'm so happy. Uh, DJ Golden's like, "Ooh, baby, I'm not ready for that." Yeah, you're not. Trust me. Uh, yeah, and someone said Orishas are African deities. Yes, that's absolutely correct. And so when we're talking about Oshun or we're talking about like Yamaya or other of those Orishas, we're talking about these African saints or deities, whatever you want to call them, that have a connection to the spirit world. And so when you are working with spirits like that, there's a potential for portals to be open. Um, so let's see here. You can wear any kind of medallion. Ray, I've been tired. I've been tried lately. Tired, so drained, and I've been seeing spiritual numbers. Honestly, I was gonna say that a lot of people are feeling that, including myself. It's the energy and the vibration that we're in right now. Right now, the full moon is in Sagittarius. I believe it's in Sagittarius. So, it's very, very powerful. This is one where it has like literally caused a lot of uproar. Um, Also, like bars, I will just say this, like, if you were, like, at work at a bar or, like, you've been at a bar, bars are full of energy too, especially, like, older places or places where people have been shot, murdered, or killed. You will find that those places are portals of energy that's been opened, specifically, like, bars, because bars are, like, a lower vibration. People are drinking alcohol. I drink alcohol. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that, so don't misconstrue that. I'm just saying, sometimes people drink alcohol and it gets to a place where then they start turning aggressive, getting negative, and all that energy is energy imprinted out into the environment. People don't realize that, but that creates portals. It opens up, especially if that person is gifted and they're like in a very angered state or an altered state of their mind. That can happen. Freeways, roadways where accidents have happened can also be sites where portals have happened. Um, it's not uncommon, it's not uncommon at all. But yeah, we will be talking more about that in another one. Yeah, bars creep me out. Yeah, they kind of creep me out too. Like there's been one bar I was at, and it kind of felt wrong. It felt very dark. I feel like I get premonitions, car accidents. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I do believe you, Maricel. I do believe that people, a lot of my rays of light, a lot of you out there that are listening or tuning in are super gifted. And you may not even know that you're gifted, but that's essentially what portals are. And again, you can close portals by just like cleansing the space with Palo Santo and demanding, that those portals be closed, and then calling your angels, to cleanse that space, to close all portals, all doorways. Sometimes it may be a good idea if there's a group of people, for all the group of people to hold hands together in a circle and light a white candle, and then close, say some prayers of your liking of whatever faith you have, and then say, we close all doors, all portals. Nothing can remain here, only love and light. And again, it's good to do that. Another thing that I want to talk about and hit really, really quick before I get into the weekly horoscopes is the fact of how to sage. Okay. There's a lot of people that don't understand the difference between sage and Palo Santo. I'm going to go over this again. Sage is to remove negative energy, but it takes good energy out of the equation or out of this space as well. Okay. So it's good to like cleanse and get rid of evil entities, spirits that are you don't want anymore in your space. You can burn that. But a lot of times people will burn it and they just go around the house and burn it. You have to open up a door to the outside or a window, because what you want to do is you're using the sage. Spirit is like going crazy and they're bouncing off wall to wall. If you have all the doors and windows closed, nothing is going to be able to escape, and it's going to stay in your house basically there. And what you want to do is open up a window or a door and allow that spirit or that negative energy to leave. As I cleanse this space, I only allow love and light to remain here. And you're going around with your abalone shell, your sage stick, and your feather, and you're cleansing everything. But if you don't open up a door to the outside or a window, you literally are having spirit just bouncing back and forth, and it's like pointless. Like, why are you even saging? Because they're trapped inside now in your house. Okay, Palo Santo is cleansing the negative energy, but also brings positive energy into your space. Again, this may be up for debate. Some people like to burn like a mixture of sage and sweetgrass, sage and dragon's blood, sage and like other yarrow or like other herbs. Like, it's okay, whatever you want to, use. But if you're using sage by yourself, you're stripping your space of just good energy. You're just taking it all out, like everything, good and bad out, and just leaving just like a neutral space. And that's not always good because when you leave a neutral space, it can allow things to come back in. So, like I said, and people believe that if you burn sage or Palo Santo or is it yerba mala or no, yerba santa? I don't remember. It's like there's different kinds, dragon's blood or whatever, that it's a permanent fix to getting rid of spirits. Basically, you're evicting spirits temporarily from your space. Spirits can always find their can always find their way back into your space. They can find it back if a portal is open up again. If you start redoing readings and you're not closing and cleansing energy or opening and closing energy right and cleansing yourself, they will come back. Yeah, yerba santa, thank you, Anna. And so those are good herbs to use to kind of cleanse the energy and cleanse yourself. Very powerful. A lot of people sleep on what's the one that I'm looking for? The one that frankincense is good, myrrh is good, sandalwood is good. And then there's also another one I was thinking. What's the one that I was thinking? I can't even think of the name of it, but there's so many different herbs that you can use. Um, are my readings oh, my readings are a portal. Well, basically, I'm just saying, when you do readings, you are a portal yourself. And if you're not closing energy afterwards, like saging yourself, cleansing your space, cleansing your cards, you are literally, leaving a portal open. And you'll know a lot of times when you leave portals open or gateways open as mediums, you won't feel yourself. Like if you do readings a lot, you will not feel like yourself, or you may start having like weird dreams, or a lot of people experience sleep paralysis and feel like energy on them, or they feel somebody like touching them. Or the worst case scenario, which freaks a lot of people out, you feel like somebody's sleeping in the bed right next to you. That's like creepy, very creepy, but it does happen. So, yeah. All right. So, we're going to get into the horoscopes for this week. Again, all of this, if you're enjoying this kind of content, sign up for my Patreon tonight. www.patreon.com/psychic medium ray. Oh my God, I sound like a salesman. I'm not even trying to sell it, but I'm just telling you, this is what we're going to. This is what you're getting on my Patreon. Okay, and more, and then some. I also wanted to talk about Justin Bieber since this is like stuff that I talk on my Patreon. A lot of people are really thinking that Justin Bieber has this condition, It's not my business to say what is going on with Justin, but I do feel bad that he's going through that, but I also feel like a lot of this is um kind of like PR. What's the word I'm saying? PR cover up for what really happened to him. I do not feel like his condition is something that just happened because he had a virus. I literally do feel like there's a lot more to that, and that's all I will say on here. I do feel like, when people have strokes, I'm just saying, um, even at a young age, you can have strokes at any age. There are babies that have strokes. Strokes usually they happen for many reasons. And a person like Justin, drug use, um, thinking that you're invincible, and maybe like just abusing your body, like not sleeping, doing other things, it can lead to a stroke. I'm not saying that he had a stroke again. I'm not saying yes or no on that, but I'm just saying I don't feel like it was like virus. It's not what I'm getting with him. And I mean, some people have speculated or have thought or felt that it's due to the vaccine, like I mean, I am not going to say it, it is or not, but I will say that there's a lot more to the story than what's being said. But I just wanted to touch on that because I do feel like what he had was a stroke. Okay, that's what I feel. Again, this is all allegedly. It's not a medical diagnosis. I'm not a doctor. But from a spiritual perspective, I kind of felt like it was a stroke. But again, I could be wrong on that, you know. But again, I don't feel like that would look good in him if they came out and said, "Oh, he had a stroke because drug use, you know, he overdosed or like he overdid it and like he had a stroke." So they will always like kind of cover up things. So, um, you know, it's sad because he's a very handsome young guy and he has a bright future ahead of him. Can he rehabilitate from this? I mean, he's kind of has full facial paralysis. It's pretty hard to kind of recover from that, especially if you've had a stroke. So if he does recover from that, it may have been a virus, you know. It's only him and God know the truth, right? So, but I wanted to talk about that because some people wanted me to like to do another reading on him. I really don't want to like do another reading on Justin and Haley because I've always said that relationship's not going to last, and it's not. And I do think that there's a lot of things that are happening now and coming into the light. But all right, let's get into the horoscope. So I'm going to start off with my air sign. So if you are a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius, this is going to be your horoscope for this week. All right. So this week I kind of feel like with the Page of Wands, you're kind of like in control. You're feeling more in control, more in power. You're feeling more empowered. The Magician card again, you're feeling like you can transmute any negative energy. You can really like get ahead. It's almost like you are stepping into your magic. You're really feeling yourself. And then there's a lot of like focus on a male energy, the emperor. This is somebody that has their eyes on you or somebody that you've interacted with recently and they can't stop thinking of you and what they did to you. And it may be like they feel, anxiety and you feel anxiety with the Seven of Swords. It's almost like you feel like, you have to seek revenge. It's almost like you've been hurt or betrayed with the Seven of Swords. And it's like, it feels not good this week for some of you. Like some of you are going through something within like a relationship or within a friendship dynamic where you've been hurt, and then now you're left thinking like the Two of Pentacles. I have to like juggle, my finances. I have to juggle decisions. A lot of decision making here. And then again, we have here the Eight of Swords. So it's a lot of you guys are feeling trapped in your own situation, but a lot of this is more you creating this within the mental confines of your brain. It's a lot of it is more of illusions. You feeling like you are isolated, you're lonely, but it's because you choose to be. You've pushed a lot of people out, and you've only allowed certain people in. So this week you got to push yourself out of that kind of mind space. If you're having a bad day, the worst thing that you can do is kind of like turn into a hermit and be introverted and just like be like, fuck it, I'm going to stay in my room or I'm staying in my house and I'm not going to venture out. I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'm just going to go to work, sit in my cubicle, or just mind my own business. You will definitely need to break free from that. All right. And then we have here the 10 of cups. So by the weekend, I kind of feel like a lot of you are just like focusing on your family, the people that are important to you. If you don't have family, this could be friends that are like your soul family. And I think it's going to feel a lot better for you guys as the energy progresses. That's the horoscope for my air signs. Now we're going to do my fire signs. So if you are an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, listen up. So this is what's coming up for you this week. Again, if you are an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, those are my fire signs. All right. So if you're a fire sign this week, you also get the Magician card. And I think that's coming up with like the full moon energy where you're feeling just a lot more empowered and strong. We also get the King of Wands. So there's somebody that is very creative. This could be you, but this could also be like a male energy that's coming in. It's like somebody that's just operates from their heart, but I also feel like there's a very sexual kind of like feeling this week from someone in your circle that may be that masculine energy, maybe yourself. That even if you're a woman, and you're listening, you could be operating a lot out of your divine masculine. So there's a lot of feelings that are going to be evoked, and a lot of temptation, a lot of questions. You questioning yourself, like, should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I be a bad bitch or should I be like Glinda, the good witch? Basically, that's the kind of energy that comes through this week with you guys. And yeah, like I said, love, sexual, like, yeah, this is the lover's card. I'm using this because it is Pride Month. And again, I have this beautiful deck that is very LGBTQI friendly or LGBTQIA friendly. It's like I can't keep up, and I'm in the gay world. Like, it's hard to keep up with the terms. But yeah, and then we have here the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is kind of like you feeling like moments of nostalgia, reflecting, and it's also like a wish card. For me, the Nine of Cups symbolizes like wealth in the future or a promise for that. So a lot of you may just feel like, things are going to get better. And wealth, remember, is not always monetarily. It sometimes is just like the blessings of having abundance in your family or being thankful for what you have in your life. And then we have here the Four of Wands. So a lot of planning this week for your future. Like a lot of you may be planning like getting married, getting engaged, or you just may have gotten engaged. It's like a lot of planning about your family, your future, laying down roots. It's very promising. And then a lot of you are also focused this week on moving with the Six of Swords. And then there's a card behind that, which is the Ten of Pentacles. So again, it's just like we see here, like a lot, family is important. I think that this week I said for the air signs and the fire signs, family for some reason is very, very important and plays a very important role this week for you guys. All right. So that's what you're looking at this week. Now we're going to get into my earth sign. So if you're a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, yes, if you're a Taurus, or Virgo, or Capricorn, you're my earth signs. This is going to be your horoscope for this week. All right, so let's get into it really, really quick. Again, we start off with the Ten of Pentacles. So you're very driven by money. Work is on your mind. A lot of you are fearing like you may get fired or like that there's some change in your work environment where money may be just slipping out of your hands, and you just don't understand. Or like there's gonna be some kind of major cut that's coming, some kind of abrupt change is outside of your control. And this has you worried about money. Like I can't make this shit up. Like literally the Five of Pentacles came out, which again is a card that deals with financial loss, or it foretells of like you needing to be careful with your money and your spending habits. So this week, kind of like draw back a little bit, kind of pull back. You don't need every day like two Starbucks. I didn't say that. Wink, wink. I am guilty of that, but, like, sometimes you don't need it, right? At least some people think that we don't need it, but we do. But you know what I mean, just, like, kind of try to save money wherever you can. The Magician card comes out, so with the Magician card, again, it's like you stepping into your own strength, your own power, and you basically are finding solutions for everything that's happening. So if there's an obstacle that comes in, you're gonna find a way to fix that because you're very gifted. And then the Ace of Wands, new beginnings for you guys. Beautiful things are happening. They're in the works. So if you've been having like a stagnant phase or like stagnation in your life for the last couple of months or since the year entered, or for a lot of you are going to say, I've been feeling this like all my life, Ray. Get real. Well, then you're about to experience some changes, and it may not be something that makes sense to you now, but it will. And then we have the Tower card. So as the week progresses, there may be something that comes up around your family or your work environment that feels chaotic. Somebody's like losing their shit. And again, you're the one that's left there to try to put that fire out and be like, it's gonna be okay. Calm your tits down. You know what I mean? Because some people just get on a tangent when it's like the worst thing that their life is falling apart and they lose their shit. And it's the most I can't. As a Gemini with a double Cancer, I'm a Cancer moon, Cancer rising. I cannot handle when someone loses their shit and starts like playing the woes me like, "Oh my god, my life is so horrible." Like, shut the fuck up. Like literally. I don't have time for that. Like literally, there's a lot of bigger things in the world. People dying of cancer, homeless people. Like, give me a break. You broke a nail, and that's like the worst thing. Oh, something happened to you where you've like lost a couple of $100 bills. All of that can be like controlled, but a lot of people just make a mountain out of a molehill, or however you say the saying. They just take it to the next level of extra, and I can't handle that. I won't, not anymore. I used to. Page of Cups. Basically with the Page of Cups, it's kind of like you're feeling like a part of you's like feeling this rejuvenated era that you're entering. There's this part of you that's kind of like looking and like trying to find fulfillment in something new, like a sense of direction. I also feel like some of you may actually benefit from being by the water this week. It's cathartic, whether it's like you jumping in a pool, going to a hotel that has a pool. Maybe you live in an apartment complex that has a pool. Girl, get your booty in the pool. Yeah, if you can't go to the beach and you don't go into the pool, dip yourself into the pool, because that's cleansing energy as well, and it's fun. Who doesn't like going into a pool, right? Um, All right, and finally, I hope you like this new sass that I have. Like, late, I just turned 40 on the 26th of May, and I feel like now so uninhibited. Like I can just say whatever I want to say, whatever's on my mind. I used to be, I think, in my 20s, like more, you know, where I couldn't say or express things, and now that I'm in my 40s, I'm like, why not? Life is too short to not express how you feel or let somebody else know how you feel or express yourself from the heart space. And if they can't handle it, then fuck them. So I'm just saying it. Sorry for all the F bombs. All right. So let's get into the water signs. If you're a Cancer, Scorpio, or Virgo, let's get into it. I'm sorry, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Eek. Yeah, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. This is going to be your water sign horoscope for this week. Oh, I love you, Annie. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been through a lot of shit in my life for people to just think that I'm going to keep my mouth shut and not say something. Sorry, not sorry. All right, this week, Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles, it's a lot about like you working hard, again, kind of enjoying some of the rewards, but be careful because I feel like with the Eight of Pentacles, sometimes we can get overindulgent and be like, we're doing so good in this area, but then we like stop the goals and stops, working harder. And you always got to set the bar and set the notch for the next thing that's coming for you. This week also is like there's something going on that has you with the Nine of Swords kind of like really just worried. A lot of you are not going to sleep well this week at all. You're going to wake up periodically. There's something that you're wondering about someone's intentions or what's coming up with the moon card. It's going to be illuminated, it's going to be revealed to you. You will find out the truth. And then we have here the Seven of Pentacles, which again is about working hard. It's about like working, laying the roots, planting the seeds. In order to get to the success that you want, you have to really put the hard work forward. It's not going to just happen for you. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which is you being very creative, but also forging your own path and being like a rebel. You don't give two shits. Look at her. She's all tatted up. She's like got her six-pack abs. Girl's got her red hair. Like she don't give no fucks of what people think about her. She's living her best life. And that's what you need to embrace. It's like embrace your inner baddie, whoever you are and wherever you are. Embrace it and just be uniquely yourself. Don't try to like impress other people or try to fit the mold because basically you are not born that way, baby. You're not. And then we have here the Page of Wands. So again, I just feel like you are just taking the initiative. It's like you can live within like a daydream, but you do snap back into reality at the end of the day and you get shit done, right? But it's okay to have these little mental breaks where you kind of daydream and think about things that could be because in some ways that brings you happiness in the moment, if that makes sense. Then we have the Three of Cups. So there are some celebrations that are coming up, or by the weekend there are going to be reasons to celebrate. You could get invited to a cookout, a barbecue, a reunion. Maybe you have a trip planned for you and your children, or you're going to a water park, you're going to Disney. Wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, you're going to have some fun and you're going to bring that to the table. And finally, we have the King of Cups. So this is a male in your life or a masculine energy, which I feel like is very giving as well and wants to make sure that you're happy. And if you're not experiencing that now, it could be that you want that, and it's something that's coming in the near future for you. But that was the horoscopes for this week. It's late here. And so I need to get some rest, but I love you guys. And if you enjoyed this, please sign up to my Patreon. It's www.patreon.com/psychic medium Ray. And you can find that on my, if you go to my Instagram, you can follow me at psychic medium Ray. And you click on that on my like little link. It's like Linktree. You click on that, it'll bring up Patreon. There's a button. You can click on that, or you can just go to it. Also, don't forget if you want a private reading with me, my video readings are on sale as well as my emergency reading by email. All right, guys, I love you so much. Until next time, bye.